Welcome to True Talk, guys. We have a special guest in the house today, my man Thomas Rhonda. What we doing, bro?
Never.
Awesome, dude. Good to see you.
Good seeing you too.
You looking good, bro.
Thanks. You too.
What's you? I'm probably spoiling something, but you working towards something?
Yeah, we head into a competition next year.
Nice. Was I supposed to say that on here or no?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I didn't know if it was like top secret. Yet. All right. So you're doing bodybuilding competition? Is your first one?
Next year. Yeah, next year.
That's awesome, dude. When is it?
So we don't have an official date yet.
Yeah.
Still formulating things with like my coach and stuff, but just got to really start getting on the bulk. And it's always been tough for me because I like staying. I've always been like, even when I was in the service, almost like on that hybrid athlete kind of thing, and just to go full on into a bulk.
Yeah.
And just pack on another 20 pounds and losing that was just, it's over just like a mental thing I just got to get over.
So that's where you're at now. You got to bulk up?
Yeah.
How much you weigh now?
198.
What are you trying to get to?
220.
Ooh.
Yeah, well, I just weighed myself this morning, 198.
Yeah.
Because I didn't really eat much yesterday, but I'm typically like around like 202.
Got it. So you're trying to put on about 20 pounds.
About 20 pounds, yeah.
Nice. How long is it going to, obviously you don't want to put on 20 pounds in a week. I can teach you how to do that if you want, dude. I get you all kinds of donuts and stuff like that. Donuts is my go-to when I'm trying to pack. But you're not dirty bulking, you're clean.
No, I got it. I'm a firm believer, like, when I eat like crappy foods, I get like bloated, like you feel lethargic, you just don't feel good.
It's good in the moment, but then like an hour later you regret it.
You regret it because like they say, like I've read a thing on it, like your blood sugar spikes and you just crash.
Yep.
It's the same thing with like they put out something about that new Starbucks drink.
Which
you heard about that? Like the pumpkin cream latte macchiato.
God,
I don't know what it's called. It's like 8 different words in one. Yeah. But they was like had like 66 grams of sugar in it, and they compared it to like a small cup.
Yeah. And
it was like the same cup that they compared it to. They just started putting in scoops of sugar in there.
Yeah.
It was based like 3/4 of the cup of sugar. It was. Wow. They said like this is not a drink. This is a dessert.
Yeah. I never knew what a sugar carb crash was until it was probably 5-6 years ago. I was on this real clean eating deal. And I did it for like 2.5 weeks, and I was like, all right, I'm going to reward myself with a cheat meal, right? So I go out. I don't know. I think it was like McDonald's. It was something horrible, dude, right? It was in between my son was playing football. We grabbed some McDonald's on the way home. Like, nice, man. I haven't had this in like months, right? Dude, I go home, and bro, it's like 2 in the afternoon, dude. I sit down on my couch. Next thing you know, I'm taking a power nap, bro, for like an hour.
Yeah.
I crashed. I'm like, wow, carb should crash a real thing.
You wake up feeling like crap.
Yeah, you do. Yep. You feel tired. Yep.
Yeah. It's just for me because like sometimes if I get up like at 4:35, like I'm typically up at like around 4:45, 5 o'clock, so I can get to the gym by like 5:36 with driving. But if I have like an intense like leg day, it takes so much out of me. Like I'm on my first calls 9 o'clock. By like 12:30, I gotta take like a quick 15-20 minute nap because my body is just
recharge.
Like just to recharge.
Yeah.
But that's all I really need, like 15-20 minutes, because I remember like I would take like a 30-minute or 45-minute nap, and it's just like
it's too long.
It's too long.
Yep,
like,
then you want more.
You want more, and you have, especially in the summertime, you have the AC on. And
Yeah. So when did you first get into fitness?
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Like, I've been working out for quite a bit, but it's really started like after the military, because I couldn't really keep a maintained diet while I was in the military, traveling and doing all that stuff. But I would say for about 2.5 years now, it's been with a consistent diet. Learning more about my body.
We've talked offline, but this is like it's also a big thing for your mental state, right? Like, I mean, you're doing it to compete, but why is it outside of competing? That's a new goal of yours, right?
Yeah.
Why is it so important to get to the gym every day for you?
It's just setting the day up.
Yeah.
It's achieving like the first task is overcoming that mental hurdle. Do I want to get up at 5 a.m. and go kill myself in the gym? No. But am I going to do it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if I don't do it, like, I'm going to regret it. And I don't want to regret it. So that's the biggest thing is it doesn't matter how much, you produce in a day or how many families you help or how much you accomplish in a day. I feel like if you go against your own word in the beginning, it just throws everything off. It was one thing that I heard. It was like a Navy SEAL admiral that was talking, and he said, "Make your bed." It was like it's a whole military thing, just making your bed, and that's accomplishing the first task, because he said, if everything in your day, just summarize. I remember the exact words, but if everything in your day goes to crap, at least you come home to a made bed.
Right. Right. You got the one win, right?
You got that one win.
Yeah.
So
got it. So the gym's kind of like that for you.
The gym is like that base foundation, man. It's like where I go to release everything.
Yeah.
It's a place of, it's like a sanctuary.
It is.
I go there and I forget about all my problems, everything. And it's a place where I truly feel like I can, I'm not only helping myself, but I'm able to help out other people in there as well. And if people want to train and they're willing to put themselves through that, then I'm gonna push you, and then it's gonna help you.
Right.
It's gonna help you because like if you learn, like now you're gonna be able to push to new limits or to reach new heights.
Yeah, you make me want to go to the gym with you now.
Yeah,
we should have done that instead of the podcast. I mean, I love the podcast and everything. We should have just done
that.
We
should just do a podcast in the gym.
Yeah, we should do it in the gym.
Mic'd up.
Yeah. Because I'm stupid. I'll go wherever you push me. I may pay for it the next day, but I won't tell you about that part.
I'm just like let's go.
Yeah,
like, I'm ready to go.
But I mean, it's huge. Like for your mental state. It's like I love what Jim Carrey said this. Everyone has their own opinions on mental state and all that stuff. And he goes, listen, I'm not trying to change anyone's opinion. My only question is, if you're depressed, if you're angry, whatever your deal is, have you tried working out every day? Have you tried eating right? Have you tried, being hydrated? Have you tried all those things first? I'm not saying it's going to fix it, but have we at least explored those options first? Because I know for me, a lot of it is just for this. Like, dude, I ain't trying to compete. I'm 37. That's way behind me. You're what? Your early 20s?
24.
24. Yeah, bro. Enjoy it. Compete for me too, bro. I ain't gonna do it. But I go there for that mental release. We deal with a lot of stuff in this business, any business you're in. If you're watching your another business, I'm sure you deal with a lot of crap. But for me, I know that I have that release. I have that, like you said, it's my me time. I go there, I zone out. Whatever's going on in the world doesn't affect me for that hour or whatever I'm in the gym.
Yeah. And it's only helped me in overall, in entrepreneurship world, just connecting with people. Like when they see, if I feel like your physique is your own, it's a reflection of your own self-respect for yourself.
Right. Yeah.
If you are, if you're way overweight, if you don't take care of yourself, how can somebody really take you serious if you don't take yourself serious?
Right.
And it may, I'm just real up front with people. I'm like, listen, man, if you don't take care of your own self, you're gonna sit down in a meeting, and you're gonna try to, pitch something, or you're gonna try to be serious, but it doesn't really even seem like you take yourself serious.
Right.
Like you're really just beating around things. Like the base foundation is within yourself.
Absolutely.
Like your confidence is based off your physique, and by getting yourself right, by looking better and by feeling better, you're gonna perform better. You're gonna speak better. You're gonna have more confidence.
Right.
And like Sean Mike says, it's like this is your time.
Yeah.
Like because we deal with so many things. We help out a ton of people. We're always catering to others, their needs. It's okay to be selfish for yourself for a period of time.
Absolutely. You have to.
It's okay. You have to. You got to take that time.
It's like the airplane, put your mask on first, right? Take care of yourself first.
Yep. And I'm like, the gym that's me time. That's go time.
Yep. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
So military, you're not in the military anymore. You were. Last time we did this, you were still in the military, Coast Guard, right?
Yeah.
What made you join the Coast Guard? Like, where'd that come from?
So a lot of my my friends back home, they were like Marines or in the Army.
Okay.
I was thinking about going to the Coast Guard.
Where's back home? Where are you from?
Brooklyn.
Okay.
Yeah. So they were telling me, they were like, oh, maybe you should look into the Coast Guard.
Yeah.
And I was like, huh. Never thought of that.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, really nice stations, good jobs.
And did you want to go military or?
Yeah, it was on my mind.
Yeah. Family military or no?
Not many.
No?
A few.
Yeah.
A few, but not many. None Coast Guard.
Got it.
When it actually really ticked off when I was in I was in a relationship previously, and then there was, I guess, like an argument or a fight, or there was something that was going on between family and things like that. And I was like, you know what? Forget this. I'm going to the recruiter's office. And I signed the paperwork, and I was like, sat in my car. I was like, oof.
Yeah, what I do?
Like, all right, I gotta call my mom.
Oh, you didn't tell your parents yet?
I don't think my mom really knew.
Yeah.
Until I told her, and she was not really happy.
No.
She's Dominican.
Okay.
she wasn't really happy about that.
Yep.
And then my younger brother followed my footsteps like a few years after.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he's in the Air Force now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Got it. So you joined Coast Guard.
Yeah.
What year?
2019. I went to boot camp.
And you were engineer?
After you get rated, like that happened 2 years later.
Oh, okay. 2 years later. Got it. And what'd you like most about being in the Coast Guard?
Traveling.
Yeah.
Just like being able to do different things. Like I've never been to that side, being able to do things like that. We helped out a lot of people, literally save lives.
Yeah.
There was a specific case where they had like an overturned vessel of like 40 or 50 migrants.
Wow.
And we rescued almost every single one.
Wow.
Or they would have died.
Yeah.
Legit, they would have died in
cool.
those waters.
Yeah.
Trying to migrate here, but I mean, they didn't make it to the U.S. We brought them back, but at least we were able to save the kids and the lives. Like that's what all really mattered. And it was funny, like talking to them sometimes they have like a whole different mindset. It's funny.
Do you speak Spanish?
A little bit.
A little bit. Enough to talk. Enough to get.
I mean, I've been getting a little bit better.
Yeah.
You know, trying. I went to Colombia and tried to talk a little bit better.
Did you?
But, yeah.
For Coast Guard or for travel?
For travel.
For business, yeah.
For travel. Yeah.
Cool.
But I'm just. It's definitely beneficial to know.
Yeah.
For sure.
Now, I read that in your notes, because, we do a pre-interview here, and it said that military placed you in an uncomfortable position. Yeah. Explain that.
Well, just being away from home a lot. Like, I was traveling a lot, like, being on deployments for not seeing land for sometimes, like, 3 weeks. Like, drive you just mad.
Yeah.
Like, you get up, and you're like, man, am I going to see any land? There was a time where a deployment, we were, like, 300 miles off the Galapagos Islands.
Wow.
No land in sight.
So what's that feel? You just feel alone out there? Like what's going through your mind?
Yeah, just with a whole bunch of people. Just like it's like 100 people on a ship. You see the same people every day.
Yeah.
There's only so much things you can do on a 300-foot ship.
Yeah.
And majority of the time it's like working out, going to watch, and just repeating the same thing every single day.
Got it.
But sometimes if you don't really like find a routine, you become like robotic. Like you forget about your phone. You forget about everybody. You don't have service.
Right.
You forget about everything.
You just go through.
You just like I would legit sometimes just be like singing. Like I can't have my phone on watch, so I would remember like a certain song and I would try to rap the exact same lyrics to try to keep myself busy.
Yeah.
But the sunsets were nice.
Well, did you have a favorite song to go to that you'd always try to rap?
I think it was Drake or something.
Okay.
It's like one of Drake's songs, but those it was interesting.
Yeah.
There was like some weird birds, man, off the Galapagos. Like
really?
Like some medieval time looking birds. Savages. Like they didn't care about nothing. They just ruthless.
That's funny.
Yeah.
It says you're working 22-hour days. That's legit?
Yeah. When I was part-time.
Yeah.
I was really cranking stuff.
Yeah.
Because I had to.
Yeah, because so you were still in the military.
Yeah.
You found us. Now, you found us through real estate, right?
Yeah.
Buying a property?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bought a 3-family property.
That was your first investment?
Yep.
When did you get into real estate? Like what?
2021.
Okay.
Yeah. Like right. It was during COVID time. I don't know. The interest rates were low.
Got it.
2.2 fixed.
Yeah.
It was good. You're never going to see that again.
Right. So you hopped in.
So I hopped in.
Where were you buying a property at?
Connecticut.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was good. But the selling agent or the broker, he was with FFL at that time. So he pitched it to me. He was like, hey, man, like there's this young kid protecting this amount of families per month. And I was like, that doesn't sound right. Let me look into this a bit more.
Yeah.
And it's just everything kind of sounded skeptical for quite a while. I was like, man, is this thing really real? And then I was studying for the exam. Like I would literally be on a case with my flashcards. We're literally going to go save a life. And I'm in the back seat as like an engineer studying for the exam. And they're like, Rhonda, get off your phone. And I'm like, I mean, not get off your phone. Get it like what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Like we're on. Away, we have sirens on. We're going, and I'm like literally trying to like study for this exam, and everything worked out pretty well.
Yeah. So you got the license, and you were started part time, right? Yeah. What What was your part-time schedule early on?
So when I was in the Coast Guard, we had like a 2-on, 2-off and like rolling weekend schedule.
Okay.
So when I would be off duty, I was in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
2-hour drive to the office. I would drive 2 hours to the office first thing in the morning. That would have to be my dial day because I wasn't virtual. I didn't know how to do virtual.
What time would you leave?
We got off base sometimes like around like 8, 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't get to the office until probably around noon.
Got it.
Got to the office, would dial, try to book up as many appointments to have that one run day.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, this is like my one run day or 1 to 2 run days for the week. I got to run it up, try to book 15 appointments. So I would be up at 4 in the morning to go get my workout in. I would already have all my stuff packed for like the day, like my meals and everything.
Yeah.
I would run throughout the day. Then I would try to end my final appointment closer to home so I can bring all my stuff because I had a Camaro back then.
Yeah.
And I could not fit everything in my
because
I have a problem with packing. Like I'm bad.
Yeah.
I just throw things in because I don't like picking certain outfits.
Oh,
I just throw things together, and I'm the guy that walks in with like I'm moving in.
Yep.
And they would make fun of me every single time on duty. They were like, "Oh, Rhonda's moving in again." Like I'm moving out, moving in. It's like a toxic relationship.
That's funny.
So I would bring my stuff, and I had like a whole bag just designated for supplements.
Yeah.
Like every day. And they're like, why don't you just buy a tub and just leave it here and have one for home? I'm like, are you gonna buy it for me? This thing's expensive, man.
Right.
This thing's $100.
Exactly. That's another one I gotta buy.
Yeah, it's another one I gotta buy. This thing's already like
you know what y'all pay me? Like,
this thing is like it's crazy. It's
yeah.
funny.
So you were legit 22 hours. So
Yeah,
walk me through that schedule.
So I was up. Didn't probably finish like my last call till like probably about like 8 or so. And then I would have to go home, drop off what I had, pick up my stuff that I needed for duty.
Yeah.
And then drive 2 hours to Rhode Island. So when I was done and got back home probably like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and then I have to drive 2 hours so I wouldn't get to my rack. I wouldn't actually, because I would get to base, shower, and I wouldn't get to my rack until like about 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Sometimes 2, to get up at 6:30 the next day to potentially have to run cases all day.
Wow.
So I was only sleeping like 4 hours.
Got it.
So I was running like about 20, 21 hour days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
While you were doing that, did you ever think, I just want to stick with the military, or I just want to go insurance full time? Like what early on, what was going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a lot of rejection of especially up front.
Yeah.
Running in home, it was difficult, and these people are ruthless in the Northeast.
Yeah.
Connecticut, they didn't play, man. Like that's the thing I like is like they'll let you know right up front. Like if they don't like you, like hey,
Oh yeah,
get out of here.
Yeah.
Rhode Island too, like they don't play. Like
Yep.
get out of my house.
Right.
And I'm like, hey.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, we're gonna keep pushing.
Yeah.
And it was funny because like sometimes like when I would go, I would have like a windbreaker on in the homes. So I would always look like, I always kind of wear like oversized stuff. I don't really like feeling like restricted, but
Yeah.
And when I would go in home and I would talk to the client sometimes, and this wasn't like a gesture of like dominance or anything, but I would have like a windbreaker on, and then when the conversation was progressing, or if I would get an objection, I would take off the windbreaker and I had on the fitted polo.
Yeah.
And that one client, he was like, he's like, whoa.
Yeah, easy guys.
And I was like, no, it's not like that.
Yeah.
It's not like that.
He thought you were flexing on it.
I was like, no, it's not going to get to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
But it also helped out too, because like when I would go run appointments in the hood in Connecticut, like in like the hood areas, and I have to go into the projects
Yeah.
to meet with a client, it was I would always have my duffel bag, and I would always have it fitted on.
Yeah.
I looked like probably like an undercover like DT or something.
Right.
Like something like people knew like I was there and I would always like walk with a purpose. I'm like, brother, like how do I get to this apartment? Like straight up.
Right.
Like right in your face. Like I'm not afraid. They thought I was like a cop or something.
Yeah.
I was there for some purpose. So everybody would just clear out my way, like a whole like entrance thing.
Well,
Everybody
yeah, I
would just
mean, you're
clear out.
military too, so y'all all walk like a certain way.
Yeah, a certain way.
So,
Everybody says that,
Yeah.
you know, or like that you have like a certain, like your facial expression.
Yeah.
People always think I'm upset or mad. I'm just like, no. It's like I'm not a firm believer in like having to smile all the time or trying to make myself not like like how I really truly am,
right,
to please somebody else. You
Yeah.
know, it's just like
Just be you.
just be yourself.
Yeah.
You know, just be you.
Gotcha. So how long did you do the part-time deal? Like military?
That was like for almost like, it was almost for about a full year.
Yeah.
That I was doing the part-time
Got it.
before I got out. And then when I was on terminal leave, I was able to transition
Yeah.
into the full-time. But I liked it because it allowed me to have that transition,
Yeah.
right? It allowed me to really formulate and transition into the full-time position.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I slowly started, as I knew I was getting out, I slowly started transitioning more and more into virtual.
Got it.
So I would do hybrid, and then slowly started. So I didn't just throw myself in there. I slowly did it. Now, it's okay to throw yourself in there, of course.
Sure, yeah, some people do.
You wanna
Hey, whatever works, works.
Whatever
yeah.
works.
Yeah.
For me, it was definitely uncomfortable because
Yeah.
you just have to. It was difficult for me because, like I told you before, like I used to talk pretty quick. I was a fast talker, and being from New York and also being, you know, Hispanic and Dominican, it was just like, man, it's like it's a dangerous mix of just talking quick, you know.
Because listen, I understand a lot of Spanish. My wife's Mexican, Puerto Rican.
Nice.
But when y'all talk,
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know what y'all saying. It's like it's another, and I know it's the same language, different dialect, but y'all talk a lot faster.
Yeah.
Like I can't even keep up, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
so
I need someone to translate.
And that's why it was difficult over the phone because people would just like hang up on you. Like
Yeah.
even when felt like I was talking slow, I was I had, like, when I was talking to people in their 70s or over 70, you're like, honey, you need to slow down. And I'm like, if I slow down even further, I'm gonna think I have a condition.
Yeah.
Oh, there's something wrong with me.
Yeah. It's
So I'm like,
speech
there's
problems
something
over
wrong
here.
with me.
Yeah.
So I really had to just like get comfortable just
Yeah.
controlling that over the phone.
Now, I mean, sounds like you have this kind of mentality of like always getting better, right? Like, and there's like a level of accountability there, because one of the things that I think stunts a lot of agents' growth is lack of accountability. It's, you know, they gave me it's the leads, it's my client, it's this and that. But everything you've said so far is like, I needed to do this, I needed to slow down. It wasn't the clients because day one, I mean, did you come out the gate swinging? Like, did you help, 30 families your first week? No.
Definitely.
You had some struggle. What was the biggest thing that you struggled with? Was it the communication part? Like, if you had to go back and think, what was the biggest thing you had to overcome till you got to the point where you feel like I can help families the way I'm supposed to?
Overcoming myself.
Yeah.
Like my own mind. It was just like, I tended to overcomplicate things way more than it really needed to be. Like I would try to listen to him, her, and try to adopt their own thing and their own thing and their own thing and their exact script. And I would get into the home and I'm like sitting there for 5 minutes, not even know what to say at work because I have everything just
right.
like floating in the air. And what I started doing was I learned my own way, like how I talk, how I sell. And I started integrating certain things from certain individuals and Frankensteined it into my own.
Right.
How you start a call is how you start a call.
Yeah.
I like to start calls chill now.
Okay.
It's just like, like, hey, Mike, it's Tom. How you doing today? Just like I'm calling your nephew. You're going to be like, oh,
right.
Is this a sales call? Like, this is not a sales call. This is like, my nephew's not Thomas. Like, my nephew's not Thomas. But that's just how it is, for me. It's just keeping things, reducing as much pressure, just having a conversation with people. Now, sometimes, like, depends on my mood. Like, I'm like more militant with things, especially like I'm talking to more veterans now, so I'm more formulated. Yeah. And I still haven't got over the whole calling like down south.
Really?
And everybody's like, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir.
Yeah, it's different.
I'm like, all right.
I remember the first time I went to North Carolina with Chick-fil-A, and they're like, you can go sit down, we'll bring it out to you. I was like, huh? Like, I'm from Connecticut. They get upset when we walk into a fast food place and order. It's like they're upset at me for ordering food.
Food.
I'm like, don't you work here? Like, if I don't come order food, you don't have a job, bro. Down there, it's like, oh, my pleasure. Like, have a seat. We'll bring it right over to you.
I'm like, man, this is.
I'm like, are you sure this is Chick-fil-A? Like, this is a fast food place? Y'all going to bring me my food and I'm going to sit, like, what? Yeah. Yeah, so you're still adjusting to that.
Yeah, I was still adjusting to it. It was like, I had that the other day, like, he was just saying, yes, sir, like, after everything I said. And I helped him out, but I'm like, man, told him at the end, I was like, hey, we can have a conversation. You don't got to call me sir all the time. Call me Thomas now.
Yeah.
You call me Thomas.
Right. We're on that
That's
level.
cool. Yeah, it's like, yeah, but it's definitely just the learning process. Just learning what is your way. Don't try to steal things from somebody else. Well, take that back. Most of the things I learn now is through other people. I didn't reinvent the wheel.
But to your point, you took
other
pieces.
People.
You didn't,
pieces.
Yeah, you can't go, I'm going to do exactly what he does. It's not going to work. You're not him.
No, at all. Everybody has a different story and a storyline written for them. And, you know, whoever you believe in and what higher power, I'm a firm believer that they're going to set certain obstacles in place for you to overcome to really see if you were ready for what you asked for. When people say, like, oh, I want to be successful, what is success to you?
Right.
Okay, you want to have X amount of money or whatever the case may be. And I'm a firm believer that you're going to have to, you can't complain about when things get hard. I like when things become difficult because it's like, okay, well, this is setting me up for that next step to see if I'm really ready to accept what I asked for.
Did you always?
No, I didn't.
No. When did you make that switch?
It was pretty recent, like after some things happened, you know, family-wise, relationship-wise, and just flipped a switch.
When you were in the military still?
Yeah, so it happened when I was in. Yeah.
Got it.
So it made it even more difficult because, like, I was away from everything at the time.
Yeah.
Went through, like, a breakup and all that stuff, and it just allowed me to really just hone in on myself.
Yeah.
And I just basically, I always say it's like everybody has like a pilot light, but how much current you bring to that to turn that up is up to you. Everybody has a pilot light. It's lit.
Yeah.
Right. It's just, are you gonna crank it up?
Right.
Or are you gonna let it stay as a baby flame?
Yeah.
I'm gonna crank that up.
And now making that switch, right, to where now you, when something's hard, you almost embrace it, right? Like, bring it on. How much has that changed? Like, or do you make that switch because you know on the other end of it is going to be something good because you've gone through stuff? Like, how were you able to make that switch?
It's never guaranteed that it's going to be a good outcome.
Sure.
Right? It's never guaranteed, but what I like to say is it's character building. It's building like that mental callus to overcome the adversities of daily life.
Yeah.
I always say, we're in an industry where we talk about death all the time.
Right.
Whether we like it or not, our loved ones are going to go. I need to be prepared for a day if it's 2 o'clock in the morning and I get a call that somebody that's very, very dear to me dies. I need to be prepared that I'm not going to fall apart.
Right.
Right. Or whatever the case may be. I need to have that. There's no backup.
Right.
I am the backup.
Yeah.
You know? So it gets tough sometimes. It feels like things get like, you have like a lot of weight on yourself, but you know, it's okay. Yeah. Like I always picture like, I think I had it, I was going to get it tattooed on me, but like the Atlas. Like sometimes it's like, it's okay to like feel like, you know, things are, you know, heavy. It's all right. You just need to find just outlets and express. It's okay to express. It's okay to talk about things. It's okay to, you know, if you need to cry it out. Yeah. But get back to work. Right. You know, like I like to say, like, I'm going to cry under a 400-pound squat. Yeah. If I need to.
There you go.
So it's whatever.
Is that how much you squat? 400? What's your max?
Max is 475.
Wow. Yeah. What's your max deadlift?
565.
Nice. I only asked because that was my biggest lift. I got to 515 once.
Yeah, that's good.
575.
I mean, the thing is for me, it's like I was hurting my lower back. Yeah. I mean, the last time like I almost hit my PR the other day. I did like 545. Yeah. It felt good, but I'm just like there's a difference. Like I'm not going for powerlifting.
Right.
If you lift one rep, it's not really gonna do anything. Like you want to hit like that optimal like 4 to 6 reps of like quality reps. If I can get 545 at that time and build up to 545 to do that for 6 reps, okay.
Yeah.
But I can really do like maybe like 5 plates for like 3.
Yeah.
Maybe 4.
It's a lot of weight.
We'll see next week.
Yeah.
Now I gotta go for it.
Yeah, fill us in. We'll let everyone know. You now, I read this too, you now live in the moment more.
Yeah.
Right? Like you're not, I think the exact quote was, worry about today, not tomorrow.
Yeah.
When did that change? Or have you always been that way?
Definitely not always. It took a lot.
Yeah.
It's not easy to live in the moment. Like we all want to think about the past. You have to learn, I wouldn't say like the art of detachment, but to learn how to let go of things that don't serve you.
Yeah.
I had to let go of friends that didn't serve me, relationships, people. I was talking, I believe it was to, when I was on the cruise to Harold, and he said one thing that really clicked, and I was like, man, I was just waiting for like the word, like the right wording. Taking up mental real estate. I have a certain amount of mental real estate that I want to have taken up. If you're gonna occupy too much of that mental real estate on a negative side, you're gone.
Yeah.
You're done.
Yeah, it's that old saying, living rent free in your head, right?
I don't. Yeah, you're not. We all gotta pay rent.
Absolutely.
You're not gonna live free.
And I feel like, to your point, I feel like there's only so much we can.
Only so much. It's only so much, and then we have a job where we live in our heads.
Right.
Like we need. If it's different that when I'm like sitting face to face with somebody, like your mind kind of works differently than when you're sitting on the phone. I feel like when you're sitting on the phone, you really need to just think more, because you're not sitting in front of that person. Right. You need to listen to their voice. You need to process things. Then you need to allow that to really think about what you're going to say what you're going to say, but also at the same time, we're trying to dissect a situation, all while being on a call. It may sound, very simple, but if you have too much things going on in your mind already that's negative, it's going to take away from what you're really being in that present moment with that person, which is not going to allow me to do my job efficiently.
Right.
That's not going to be the case.
No.
So I'm a firm believer in just making sure that you have that mental discipline to let people go.
Yeah.
If they need to go.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's sometimes addition by subtraction. That's
addition by subtraction. It's like what Tyler Perry said it one day. He said when a rocket ship goes up at a certain point, like the boosters fall off at a certain altitude.
Right.
Because not everybody's meant to go where you're going.
Absolutely. And that's okay.
It's
and
okay.
I think the quicker you learn that, the better off you're going to be.
Yeah.
Because I feel like there's a lot of people that just hang on to things, hang on to individuals, relationship, whatever it may be. And it's like, you take a step back, ask yourself, is this impacting me positively or negatively?
Negatively.
Do I need this in my life right now?
Majority of the time, you don't.
No, you don't. And it's like, it's uncomfortable to cut people. Like, hey, like you said, there's friends you've had in the past you don't have now.
Yep.
But in order to get somewhere, you got to let go of certain things.
In order to get, you got to give.
Exactly. Yep, 100%.
I'm a believer in that. And like I train alone almost like every single day.
Yeah.
That's really helped me, I feel like. And because I don't really have anybody else to push me.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't work out with many people. So it's like when I'm really alone in my own business and sometimes, and you live in your head. Most people live in their heads. Absolutely. 24 hours you're in your own head.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't know how to control your own mind, it's not gonna be well. It's not gonna go out. It's not gonna go well.
Yeah, and I feel, you had to do that being in the military, right? Like, we don't get political, but there's world conflicts going on all the time, right? There's all stuff happening right now.
Yep.
When you were in the military, right, there was stuff going on, probably stuff we didn't even know about.
Yep.
How did you handle your mental state day to day when you were doing that? And like you had all this stuff going on. What do you think was key to you managing your mental state?
At that time, I was honestly going through a lot.
Okay.
Like not only through insurance, personal, family, military.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on. So for me, it was the fitness side of things. Like I was like really like working myself, and I found like at that time I used to run a lot.
Yeah.
As well. I found peace in running.
Mm-hmm.
I did yoga daily, meditated.
Meditation's huge.
So, and I set like a structured routine for myself.
Yeah.
I cut off the phone at a certain time. Now, since like I'm like out of the military, like I'm not gonna lie, like I procrastinate at times. I find myself slipping. I fall asleep later than I want to. It's okay. It's okay. We're human, but it's just having that self accountability to get back on track.
Got it. So the routine really helped you. Like
the routine helped.
Yeah.
The routine definitely helped. And reading.
Yeah.
Reading helped. Reading like positive or like things on, you know, mental strength. I would honestly be listening to like podcasts on certain like mental releases. Like I was actually listening for quite a while. I remember this when I was in the military. It was like a thing of affirmations before going to bed.
Okay.
Like, I am great.
Yeah.
I don't know if I haven't done that in quite a while, but it honestly helps.
Dude, it does.
It helps because there's like a subconscious side to your mind while you're sleeping. I remember when this whole conflict stuff was going on. There's so much stuff on social media.
Yeah.
And I saw it before I was going to bed, and I literally woke up with like night sweats.
Yeah.
Like I woke up like with like images in my head.
Wow.
And it's very real. What you really put in your mind and what you see really plays a factor in your own mindset.
Right. Yeah,
So
what you put in, you'll get out.
What you put in, you get out.
I love that old, and it's like, I call it a dumb analogy, but like, dude, if I hand you an orange and you squeeze it, what's going to come out? Orange juice, right?
Yeah.
What if I paint it red? It's still going to be orange juice, right? What if I warm it up into whatever I do to that, it's still an orange, right?
Orange.
So if all you put in your head is negativity, right? And you go, well, it's not me. I'm scrolling on social and it's all this. I mean, dude, it's part of the reason I got off of social like back in the day was right before the last election, because it was all just this side versus that, and then this one's they're mad at you because you support so and so, even though you really don't. You just don't care, and it's a mess.
It's a mess.
But so if I'm sitting here watching all this putting it in my head, of course I'm going to have a negative outlook on things, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like you say, affirmations, and you kind of laugh like people think, oh, that's corny. Yeah, but you know what's also corny? Watching the news every night. Because what are they talking about on the news? Everything that's bad.
Everything is bad.
This got blown out. 3 people died over here. So-and-so did this. He's going to jail for X, Y, and Z. This guy's got a DUI. 3 people died. And like, that's all it is.
And then one time they throw in, oh, well, kindergartners. And it's like.
Yeah, they're back to school today. Oh, my God. Like, oh, perfect. Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Like.
Yeah. And we had a big storm coming this week. And like,
it's
dude,
like,
it's just everything negative. And then people sit there, oh, my God, I got to watch the news. For what?
Say, become a sheep.
Yeah.
You become a sheep. Like,
how does that impact you?
Yeah. Like,
why do you need to know that 3 people were killed in Chicago last week?
Yeah.
I feel bad for them, but like it's life.
Yeah.
I don't need to live in there.
I'm telling you, like most of us we have enough problems as is. We don't need to take on any more negativity. Like a big thing, I went to the Met recently.
Yeah.
In New York. I went there like it's my second time going there. And I was looking at all these like architectures and these sculptures and everything, and it was like it's really like fascinating to see what humans were capable of. Because you would think about that now and you'd be like, man, like imagine I had to carve a sculpture.
Right.
Could I do that? Well, they did it.
Yeah.
Right. But what the difference was they didn't have all the crap we had now. They had undivided time to really tap into their mind and reach that creative side.
Right.
And I feel like we've gone so out of tune with that that oftentimes you just need to take a mental reset.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't want to talk to people.
Right.
I talk to people every day. My phone's going off like all day long.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just need a mental reset. I just want to be in my own space. I want to just take a drive, listen to music, and just vibe out, you know? Sometimes it's okay to do that or to go for a walk.
Yeah.
You know, for girls, they say like going on a hot girl walk.
Yeah.
Go on your hot girl walk.
What do you think?
That helps you out. That helps you out, you know?
Yeah.
But just find like healthy alternatives to get that sustained release.
Yeah.
Because we all need a reset at some point.
Absolutely.
We may go 1,000 miles a minute, but you're gonna burn out at some point.
I like what you said too when you say, I procrastinate. We're all human. That's okay. Like, have a routine. Have rules. Obviously, you're not gonna follow it to a T every single day, but then catch yourself, right?
Yeah.
And then be honest about it.
Yep.
I think that's the key is like getting yourself back on track. Like, all right, yep, I messed that up. I whatever. Should have got up earlier. I didn't. I missed the gym today, or I didn't have enough time because X, Y, and Z. But I ain't gonna let it happen tomorrow.
Exactly.
That's all we got. That's all we can do.
And then when people fall into that rabbit hole is when they say, "Oh, I missed the gym. Oh, well, I'm gonna go tomorrow," or they have time and they say, "You know what? We'll go tomorrow."
Yeah.
And then tomorrow comes, just hold it off for tomorrow.
Right.
And now it pushes, and now you fall into like this whole rabbit hole of procrastination and pushing things off, and you're just lying to yourself. You become into like just a process of just lying to the most important person, which is yourself. I'm a firm believer in that. Like if you lie to yourself, I don't want to be around you.
Right.
You know, because it just shows. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like I sometimes say I'm gonna do things and I don't get it done at that time.
Sure.
But I have the self accountability to be like, I don't put the blame on anybody else. It's always myself.
Right.
There's no external factors, right? It's always me. It was my choice to not do that.
Right. And I mean, it helps on so many levels. Number one, now from the other perspective, when you're in this business, you're working with someone, right? Yeah. It helps in that dynamic too, because if you're self accountable, and I know you're not lying to yourself, I know you're not lying to me, you're much easier to work with. Then you're much easier to coach too, because now if you're getting out there running your appointments and you go, do this happen, you know, if you come back to me and go, well, Mike, you don't understand, this client, no one would have helped him. Not even like, okay, got it. Or you screwed something up. Yep. Let's get to the part that you screwed something up so we can fix that. I can't fix the client.
Yep.
But I can fix that. Hey, don't say that like that. Do this instead. Did you really find the why? And then once you start digging, you realize, no, you didn't. You didn't do what you did in every other appointment. You did. There was something, but you got to be accountable.
Exactly.
And I think that's hard for a lot of people. And because we're also raised in a society where, like, don't be accountable. It's no one's fault, right? Everything's okay.
Soft.
No one did anything wrong. Like, no, someone did do something wrong.
It's the same thing. Like, Tom Brady just spoke about it with football.
Yeah.
Like, everything is becoming soft.
Yep.
Like, he said the same thing. Back in the day, he didn't throw down the middle because he knew Ray Lewis is going to be there.
Exactly.
He's going to knock your socks off, and he's going to be out of the game. Nowadays, you can't even do that.
Right.
It's like, I feel like society is just pushed to all these soft agendas, making people just conform and be complacent.
Right.
I think I made a post the other day, and I was like, as a man, when you become complacent and comfortable, way too comfortable, it's like where you go to die.
Yeah.
Like internally. Absolutely. It's like, or just people overall. It's like, why wouldn't you want to see what your true capabilities are? Mm-hmm. Why wouldn't you want to have success? Why?
Right. Whatever that means to you.
Like, exactly. And it's like, whatever success means, like, why wouldn't you want to see that? Because Tim Grover said it too. He was like, if you think the price of winning is too high, wait for you get the bill for regret.
I love Tim Grover.
That was solid. Yes. That gave me goosebumps. Yep. I was like, man, that's good.
Yeah.
So there's like a whole bunch of good like quotes that you can hear, but what it really comes down to is the day-to-day stuff. You can listen to something motivational. I say this all the time.
Yeah. You
can listen to something motivational, and you're gonna want to run through a brick wall.
Right.
Right. But then a week later, forget about that motivational thing.
Yeah.
And that same thing comes up, and you don't want to run through that brick wall no more.
Right.
But it's just a discipline. Mm-hmm. It's like you don't want to be. They say, like, what is it? Consistently great, just like often good or something like that. It was something along those lines. But it's just showing up every day. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
It's just the same thing with the gym or with people, just showing up.
Yep. Just show up. I tell my kids all the time, they all play sports. And I'm like, I don't care how many points you score. I only care about you giving it your all. If you gave it your all, my daughter's a gymnast. She's 7. And she's always, Daddy, am I going to get medals? I'm like, I don't know. I hope you do, because I don't want to see you cry because you're 7. But I just want you to do your best and give it your all. And if you give it your all and you win some medals, great. If you give it your all and you don't, that's great too. Now, if you don't give it your all, regardless of the outcome, then we have something to talk about.
Exactly.
But just do your absolute best and let the rest work itself out.
I agree.
Same thing in the field, right? Do your best. Did you do everything you could in that appointment to help that family? No, I didn't. All right, well, then in the next one, can you? Because we also can't fix the past. We can't live in the past.
No.
There's people that cripple themselves for life because they're so concerned about or so upset about something that happened 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years ago or in their childhood.
It's a big problem, too.
Yeah.
It's like not learning how to forgive. And it's not something that you learn. You just like, you know, you just learn right away.
Right.
It takes years. Like I'm still searching for that.
Absolutely.
You know? Most people are. But when you really find true like peace, I feel like is when you learn to just forgive.
Right.
You know? And the price of mental peace is there's no price tag to that.
Right.
Just having mental peace, it's just like,
yeah,
it's not a.
Well, see, it seems like
relax.
you're there now.
Trying to get there.
Trying to get there.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, that's the
yeah.
key. Is like, are you ever really there? 100%.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know if I ever know, but
Yeah.
But it's just like that's the beauty of it. It's just the journey.
Yeah.
That's every day. You know, some days you feel better than others. Like some days I feel motivated to go to the gym, and it turns out to not be that great of a workout. The days that sometimes I get lack of sleep when I feel like crap, I get to the gym and I have the best workout.
Dude, I'll tell you that you're right. The best workouts are the ones that you didn't want to go to.
You didn't want to go to.
And you had to force yourself. And
It's the same
I'm
thing
even
with the
like, I'm making
calls.
deals with myself going, if you just get there, dude, like just a half hour. That's all. We'll just do a half hour today. No worries. Right? Then you get in there, and then I see a guy who looks like you working out. I'm like, shit, you know what? I'm going to stay longer than a half hour. Yeah, I'm going to do some more. I'll probably even do some cardio today, and I got to stretch. Next thing you know, you're in there an hour plus, dude, you walk out feeling like you're the king of the world.
Yeah.
And I always look up because it's funny because me and my wife work out together sometimes if the schedule allows with all the chaos.
Everything.
But when that happens, we usually walk out. One of us will be like, "Aren't you glad we went?" Like, yeah, I feel great now. But you didn't want to go.
Yeah.
Because I mean, when you think about it, who wants to go to the gym? Like, you can say you want to go, but when you're like, what sounds better? Sitting here hanging out, watch TV, or going there and beat myself up? But when you're there, you're like, I'm so glad I came.
Yeah.
Because I do want to be in here.
Yeah. I mean, I fell in love with just like, it's kind of weird to say, but like the pain brings peace.
Mm-hmm.
Like the physical pain brung peace.
Right.
And it's like, I don't know if people think that that's twisted or whatever, but that's just like your own way. Everybody has their own method of like, and it's like, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, it just brings like a different side out of you.
Absolutely.
Like a different tenacity, whether you want to do it or not. It's just showing up for yourself.
Right. And it's just like you were talking about with the bed thing. Like, it's an accomplishment. Whatever my deal I got in my head, all right, I'm going to do 4 sets of this. But I've now accomplished something.
Yep.
I planned something. I accomplished it. And then you have the benefit of just feeling great afterwards as well on top of it. But we're talking gym. Your deal may be something else. Who knows? Maybe it's meditation. Maybe it's, reading an hour. Whatever the case may be. But find out what it is. What does it for you? And do that, because this is key. Attitude, activity.
Everything.
That's his business in a nutshell. How do you get better at his business? You manage your attitude and activity.
Yep.
That's it.
No matter how hard things get, it's what's going to really constitute your success or your outcomes is going to be your response to that situation.
Yeah.
Your emotional response. Like we said earlier, if somebody's upset at you, hey man, like what's going on? Like, why are you upset?
Absolutely.
Why are you so mad for?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, just relax with stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like let's bring you down a bit.
Yep. No doubt.
So,
well, this is great stuff, dude. It was fun.
It was fun.
I like to end with a fun question.
Yeah.
And actually, I have a lot of new questions here. Normally, I have my death row one. Hey, what's your last meal? If you had to move to Mars, what album would you take? That. But I'm going to pull something off this list here. So,
let's see.
All right, this one's good. If you could be any fictional character in history, right? Media, movies, TVs, cartoons, who would you choose and why? This is the hard question this time.
That's a good one.
You can't phone a friend.
Yeah, man. Who would I choose and why? I mean, I would say if I was thinking of like a fictional character, I would say everybody could say Batman, because Batman's so relatable because of what he would like.
That's my choice.
Yeah, like what he'd been through.
Yeah.
I think maybe Batman.
All right. I love it, dude. That's.
I mean,
Hey,
it's
I'm
like
biased
it's like that whole thing that like the whole comedic thing that was going on where they were like, where it was like guys are like, oh, like, do you know who I am?
Yeah.
I'm Batman. Like, what are you doing at night so late at night?
Right.
I'm Batman.
That's awesome. Just so you can
just
say
don't
that.
know.
That's awesome. Well, I love it, dude. See, I mean, I don't know if maybe you got some spoilers from someone. You knew I was a big Batman fan, or man, it's just legit. But it's a great answer.
I think, I think I'll go with that one for now.
There you go.
Yeah.
Cool. Love it. Cool.
Next one, maybe something different.
All right. I'll get you something even fun or more fun next time. Well, I appreciate you coming in, dude. This was great.
It was a blessing.
Absolutely. And guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching, downloading. Let everyone know where to follow you on. You're on Instagram?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram. Yep. Thomas_RXX.
Got it.
Yep.
You see a lot of fitness motivation on there.
Yeah. My fitness page is Thomas Rhonda Fit.
Okay.
Not without Rhonda, without the H.
Got it.
R-O.
R-O-N-D. I know. I saw that. I'm like, is that misspelled? I'm like, I could not remember.
Man, it's like
you must get that all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
Like, it's like my name is not that complicated.
Yeah.
But it's a part of it.
It is, dude. Well, thanks again.
Yeah.
Guys, stay tuned. Next week, we're here every week on True Talk. Great stories, great insight. And what I love about this podcast is you get to kind of find out who's behind the producer. Thomas helps a ton of families. He helps 40 families plus a month. He knows how to do that. But I think I love hearing the stories and where people came from, what they've gone through. Everyone's gone through stuff. And that's what I love about this podcast is it's very relatable. So, guys, thanks for watching every week, and we'll see you next week.